What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. So, Saints rookie minicamp. Minicamp's all across the country, about to get underway. And I can't help, I've got a few thoughts rattling through my head as we sit here on the precipice. First, speaking of new era, with the Pelicans, I mean, this is truly, for the first time now, this is truly the beginning of a new era, right? Because, and we talked about it at the time, but going Sean Payton to Dennis Allen was some quasi, I don't want to fully dive in the pool, but I want to dip my toe in, and you kind of tried to live like a franchise in two worlds, both the past and the future, thinking that you could keep some of that Sean Payton culture that had been around and been very successful for damn near 20 years, while also maybe moving into something pseudo new. Unfortunately, as we all know, no man can serve two masters, and it ends up crashing and burning to where the era comes to a halting screech in the middle of a season, and you finally have to go hire a new head coach. So here we sit in the beginning of the Kellen Moore era, and it does beg the question, how does Kellen Moore set the tone? Because, look, it's a fully new coaching staff. There's new trainers. There's new signs in the buildings. There's even a new QB1 if everything goes according to plan. And it's funny because if you know your Saints lore, then you know how Sean Payton set the tone back in the day, right? Going to Millsaps for that '06 training camp, hot as hell, having him sleep in crappy little college dorms, guys talking about it. I mean, go listen to Zach Streif and others talk about it being the hardest camp they've ever been a part of, basically trying to weed and prune and saying, this is our identity, this is who we are going to be. So if you're Kellen Moore, what do? Do you chase the ghosts of Sean Payton past, or do you look to forge your own path? Can you even do that anymore? And with the modern player, the modern team, if you're Kellen Moore, could you get them to buy into such a camp? And you may say, well, I mean, I don't know, Sean Payton. But Sean Payton, when he didn't have any skins on the wall. He was a young OC, very young looking, right? Young, brash, and maybe just too dumb to know any better, because that's the kind of confidence of youth there. But the point is, he took this tact and it ended up working somehow. But I wonder how the vets will respond if Kellen Moore tried something similar. Or is that even Kellen Moore's personality? And that's something that I don't think it is outside looking in, but I don't really know Coach Teef that well. And I don't think that's something that you can know because he's never been a head coach, much like Sean Payton. So one of the things that I'm going to be really interested to watch over the next couple of months is that tone that he tries to set. Is it going to be player friendly? Is it going to be like we're going to outwork everybody? And to be clear, I don't think he needs to do, like, there is no one way to skin a cat, right? There is no one path to success. It all lies in the execution. And I think ultimately you have to engage in a style that is sincere to you, because like all else things in life, we know when somebody's faking it. And so that's an element that we'll start to get some insight to into this rookie minicamp. And when I hear about rookie minicamp, I can't help but think back to the whirlwind of activity that it felt like from my perspective when I was there. And it's funny because it probably looks very trite and tired and cute to, salty NFL vets like Jake. But to me, going through this time where you get the UDFA call and a few days later you're flying out on a plane to a new home and you're meeting new teammates, new coaches, new roommates, seeing the hotel or whatnot that you'll be living in for the next couple of months, and you try to make your dream come true. You're in meetings constantly. You're learning new position groups. You're in the weight room seeing, who's strong, who's not, all these sorts of things. You're running together. Like, it was all intensely active, intensely competitive, And with my rose-colored lenses a bit here, because it maybe didn't feel like this 24/7 at the time, but intensely fun. Because if you are a competitor, it challenges you in a way that you have not been challenged up to that point. Yeah, granted, you walk onto a college campus one day, and there are some similarities, all new people, new culture, new this, new that, trying to kind of measure yourself against others, see what's up, but you're going to be there. Something like Minicamp, from this day forward, everybody's job is on the line every single day. Now, if you're like one of the top draft picks, okay, you got yourself a little cushion, and that's good. You earn that with your previous performance. But if you're one of these UDFAs, if you're one of these tryout guys, you don't have that luxury, and you won't every single day. And you don't need to know their name because most of them won't matter. But then you look at it from this player's perspective. And again, to them, it doesn't matter us, and it shouldn't. Like, you don't need to know about James Burnett, the Alabama punter, Easton Kitty, the Kansas State O-lineman, Amari Thomas. Oh, they got Amari Thomas. That's cool. I remember him from Tennessee. That's a UDFA guy right there. But the point is, most of these names will mean nothing to you. But which players will start to make a name? Which UDFAs will suddenly be like, oh, man, I think we got a diamond in the rough here. This guy, okay, let's see what he could do in actual camp. Which tryout players, which if you don't know, because you're doing a rookie mini camp, you have to have more players out there on the field. So you bring in tryout guys who, like, at least if you're a UDFA, in theory, you almost have a leg up to make it to that first cut. If you're a tryout guy, you got nothing promised past this weekend. Nothing promised past this rookie minicamp. Which tryout players will survive in advance? Which UDFAs will eventually find their way to a roster? A majority of nameless men on fields around the country fighting with everything that they have, fighting with every ounce of talent, drive, ambition, competitive spirit, the craft that they have been honing for many of these guys. You're 9, 10 years old. What all comes to a head here? Are you good enough? And there's something really fascinating about it. Because at the end of the day, well, sure, there's some politics involved, because like I said, drafted guy's going to have a bit of a leg up and whatnot. At the end of the day, it still is a pretty objective and meritocratic process where what happens to you is based on what you do, how you perform. And man, I kind of get goosebumps taking myself back and thinking about the competition during those practices, those reps that you have, learning the playbook, impressing your coaches because you got it mentally, impressing them because you got it physically, and slowly but surely, people start to disappear. One by one, weeded out, told, sorry, you are not good enough. Like some sort of competitive magic school where only the best witches and wizards get to survive and go on to learn. Nope, sorry, you aren't good enough. Who will be good enough? Only time will tell. I'm very excited to see. Now, if you're talking about, okay, which players should you maybe be looking for? Like, what do we want to hear? Look, you want to hear stuff like this. You want to hear that Kelvin Banks Jr. is doing very well, right? That's your first round pick, top 10. You're, Outland Trophy winner. You're expecting him to walk in and start in the NFL day one. So he better kick the rookie's ass, right? When he's going up against, who are some of the edge guys he'll be going up against here? And they'll have some year two players, but look, they get this guy, Sherm Davis from Wake Forest, Amari Thomas, like we said, from Tennessee. Like, when he's going against him in one-on-one pass rush, you want to hear that Kelvin Banks is locking them down. That's one thing you want to know. Obviously, with Tyler Shuck, another guy that we are kind of painting as QB1. Well, he better be out there leading that huddle with a calm, cool confidence. Better be locked in on that playbook, have the operation down, and have everybody lined up and ready to go where they need to and on the same page. Because he's going to be asked to lead a group of men. This weekend is a bit of dipping the toes in the water. He'll be asked to lead a group of what are essentially boys. and everything for Shuck, everything for Banks, everything for all these guys is going to be a continual step up, right? From rookie minicamp into actual minicamp. Later we get into actual fall camp. Then you're going to get into your preseason games. And every single step, more and more people get weeded out. And I was a UDFA, signed for $500 back in the day. $308 after taxes. Lost money trying to make the NFL. But I'll be damned, I made it to that last cut, final cuts, and yet what happened in the last preseason game? Just choked. Put together the worst 13 plays of my entire life, in all honesty, after really playing well the previous 3 games. And I was 50-50 with another guy the entire time, a second-year player, Tim. We're splitting all the 2s and the 3s. I got the older guys telling me, oh, don't worry, bro, you're going to make it, you're going to make it. And then I get the tap on the shoulder from the angel of death, who was the strength coach at the time. And you go to the coach's office and you talk to him. And I remember my line coach, Coach Boudreaux, I was like, I don't know what happened, man. What happened to you? And I was like, I don't know. Turn in your playbook, get your little speeches, go down, shower, and congratulations, enter the working world. You are now your identity, everything that you've been up to this point, football player, is not you anymore. You're just a regular Joe. So go get to work. And those stakes are fascinating to me. And that is, and while look, I'm not going to pretend like I'm going to sit here and cover rookie minicamp in depth. We won't. We'll give you updates, whatever people are talking about, blah, blah, blah. But if you love narrative, which I do, and that's my favorite part about sports are the storylines and the emotions and the stakes. For these guys, the stakes could not be higher. Their whole, like I said, their whole life's work now on the line. And who's going to shock you? Who's going to rise? Who's going to fall? Who's going to make a name for themselves? It all starts now. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the 2 guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.